Who knew? Looks like we're back in business, folks. Even though I'm sure they're just going to censor the shit out of me like they've been doing lately. But hey, you know, we've got some new songs that you guys haven't heard in a while. We're just rocking and rolling. Yeah, I just got the notice that I was live. Look at that. New song's called Rabbi Finkelstein.
Now serving number 33.
Look at this. Rabbi Finkelstein.
And considering this is so detrimental to your existence,
Ouch.
we've already called the Wambulance.
Look at that. We've got some not chemtrails in the sky. They're just contrails according to Dave Rexroth. Look at this. I'm so happy to see you. Fuck you, Ad Jesus. Yeah, dumbass. Where's the beef?
If you wanted to repeat the burger process through the years, then it makes no sense if you delete your meat supply here and now need to feed the mirror. So I believe it's pretty clear. Palestine is still alive for reasons that are feared.
Made the song about the hamburgers.
Since freedom's
I've been
not
talking about
here,
for a while.
in headlights and lost despite the evil that appears to cause the Goyim tears while they cheer.
Hey, Lindsey Graham's dead. How great is that? How fucking great is that? Of course, the narrative behind his death doesn't make any sense, and nobody seems to be picking up on it. But he was supposed to be touring a weapons facility in Ukraine the day that he died in his home in Washington, D.C. And it takes 14 to 18 hours with a layover to fly from Ukraine to the United States. So, if anybody wants to explain how Lindsey Graham did that, how was he touring the weapons facility and then died in his home at 9:30 at night after talking to Trump? He got home from his trip and he called Daddy Trump and said, "Hey, I'm home, Daddy. I'm home." You know, Lindsey Graham was a fucking piece of shit. Just as much of a piece of shit as possible. You know, this guy was the biggest champion for Goyim losing their lives as you'll ever see. Like, he was just so all about it. And the crazy part is he wasn't even friar. He wasn't even chosen. But like I said, like again, you can go in any direction you want with the you know, the scrutiny of what he's done and who he was as a person, blah, blah, blah. That's a whole different conversation. The conversation I'm interested in is, again, how did he get from Ukraine to the United States within a few hours? I mean, you know, he was literally touring the weapons facility in Ukraine earlier in the day. A newspaper in Kiev, actually the only news that existed regarding Lindsey Graham prior to his death, or the week prior to his death, was this one story out of the Kiev Post talking about how he had just hung out with Zelensky and toured the facility and liked what he saw. And please make it make sense. You know, we can go conspiracy theories all day, but how does that make sense? How does that work? How does he bend time and space? Anybody? Anybody?
Like the smile of a child rival.
Piece of shit Lindsey Graham hanging out at Disneyland by himself. That's not weird or anything.
Since Palestinians are given this.
Why would you think it's weird that full-grown 70-year-old Lindsey Graham would be hanging out at Disneyland by himself, walking around with a little wand and shit? And he just, the world is such a better place with him gone.
Bones are like bones in a jellyfish. The Ponzi scheme were always
Anybody that doesn't agree is a piece of shit themselves. The best thing that can happen, everybody keeps talking about it comes in threes. Well, Mitch has been dead. And really, I still don't necessarily believe that Netanyahu or Ben-Gvir are alive. But, you know, it would be so amazing if Trump was next. Who gives a fuck about some dumb actor who did nothing? I don't. I don't care. Yeah, he was in Jurassic Park. So fucking... Stop it! Dumbass crap.
A quick Google search for Rabbi Finkelstein should open your...
You bring it down when you're done. Stop it! Stop it! Okay. The Bible is God's word. No, it's not. No, it's really not. And if you thought it was, well, then you'd live your life differently. Because you'd say, well, that's God telling us to do this, that, and the other, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to live my life like that. The Bible is just, it's such a dumbass. You know, it's so fucking stupid. It really is just as dumb as it gets. It's not even a well-written. Like, it's just a poorly executed thing. Shut up. Why? Why should I shut up? What would be the reason for that? Are you not capable of making counter arguments? So, yo. I mean, you know, we've got our Mishnah Nadah supporters here. Mishnah Nadah 5-4. Easily the wall, easily the worst thing in society, really. I mean, it's just the worst. You talking very much. What does that even mean? Did you not get the full upload or something? You can't speak English properly? Or are you just dumb? I'm you know, it's probably a little of both. You know, as always, if I was wrong, why would they censor me? Why wouldn't they just let me exist and then let you clean up the mess? You know, you could come in here. The temperature today is warm and going to be even warmer. But at least the humidity is broken. Even though it's still pretty humid. You know, you Mishnah Nadah pedos are just the worst. You know, how does anybody, like, it's one thing to belong, but even supporting it, you support their existence. You know, why would anybody support that shit? Do you understand what they do? Do you understand how disgusting they are? Mishnah Nadah 5-4 is, you know, it's just shocking. It's shocking that it can be so prevalent, so obvious. You know, personally, I think if you have any history with touching children or anything like that, you should be killed. There is no second chance. There is no, you know, extra option for you. You should be killed. viciously, violently. Violently, just, you know, horrible things should happen to you. Personally, I think you should be given to somebody who likes to violate people. That way they can do it to you. But, you know, anybody who supports that shit, top to bottom, it doesn't matter. And you know, Lindsey Graham is a prime example of it. You know, you're just awful people. You bring nothing. Like, I don't care what good you do. If you know, claim that you bring anything good to the table, but you have any sort of attachment to pedophilia, you're a fucking piece of shit. You need to die. You need to die. You got this dumbass next door. He's a pedo, actually. This guy's a pedophile. He's a pedophile. Yep, a pedophile. Look at the pedophile is guilty. He's feeling guilty now because he knows he should be killed. Somebody actually followed him home one day and was like, I fucking found you. You lucky I don't have my gun or I'd shoot you myself. Like, he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He's a pedophile. Every time the neighbor kid next door, every time the little 5-year-old boy comes out, he comes running out so he can take a look. Like, he's sick. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody, yep, my sick mind, yeah. Yeah, I'm sick for thinking we should kill people like you. Yeah. Pedophile, yeah, I know. Pedophiles always talk about killing pedophiles, don't they? Why are you even talking? Nobody cares about you. I know you don't have anybody in your life that cares about you, but you should go inside. You're a pedophile, and there's no children out here. What are you doing? What are you doing? There's no children out here. Shouldn't you be, if Jonathan was out here, you'd be right out here. Yep. You can come try. You can come try and see what I'll do. Come try me. See what happens to you. Exactly. You won't do shit. You pedophile piece of shit. Everybody knows about you. Yeah. He's a pedophile. He's a fucking pedophile. He is a pedophile. He's a pedophile. You see that? You see I'm talking about pedophiles and he comes running outside to cry about it? That's what pedophiles do. That's literally what does that make sense to anybody else? He's an avid Israel supporter, and every time the neighbor kid comes outside, he comes running outside pretending like he's got something to do or something to say. He's a pedophile, man. He's a piece of shit pedophile. And like I say, some guy pulled up behind him. Some guy pulled in and followed him home and was like, I finally fucking found you. You know, I wish I had my gun on me right now. I'd shoot you. He said he was coming back. It's what happens, man. Oh, you can't see his face. He was too far away. He likes to talk big shit from far away. But he's a piece of shit. And he outs himself. You know, it's strange. It's strange. Oh yeah, we will. Don't worry. Yeah, he's a fucking. He. Do you hear him try fake laughing? What a dumbass. Oh, it's on your mind. Like he literally has the Israeli mentality, you know. If you're talking about killing pedos, you must be a pedo. Yeah, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. It's just what they do, man. It's just what they do. this other guy that used to hang out with him from down the street noticed that he would do all these weird pedo shits. He tried to give him the pass because they're both old guys, and he after hanging out with him for a minute, he was like, man, I can't be around this fucking guy anymore. He's a pedophile. He's clearly a pedophile. Well, I'm sure he does all. He's totally obsessed with me. Totally obsessed with me. It's strange how how many people care about me when I couldn't care less about them. No, I'm sure he does. But I mean, what can you do? But he outs himself. Right? He's this big fat, just fat, disgusting piece of shit. Walks around shirtless all the time. He's such a gross human being. I hate even calling him a human being because he barely is, but he literally has no one in his life. No one. The people he does have in his life, he's constantly giving them weed and the neighbors and shit, just so they be nice to him, just so they ignore what he does. He's constantly trying to give people weed, and he's just a piece of shit. He's as big a piece of shit as you'll find. Why would he care about you saying anything if he isn't one? He should be agreeing with you. Right. Yeah, did you notice him say anything like that? Did you hear him say, yeah, you're right, pedophiles should die? Nope. Because, he knows what'll happen. He knows it'll come back on him. It's that's what I mean. Pedophiles can't, it's like pedophiles have to be by themselves. They can't, if you're hanging out with me, right, you'll know, pretty much right away, I'm a big fan of titties. If we're somewhere and some hot chick walks by with her tits out, I'm like, whoa, damn, look at that. Pedophiles don't do that. Pedophiles do that same thing where they turn their head when a kid walks by. Pedophiles make dumb pedophile jokes, or they don't respond to things. I call it the bag of sand thing, right? Did you just hear dumbass? Oh, he just came out, started yelling. What? He didn't like that I was talking about killing pedophiles, apparently. So he starts yelling, oh, you're one. Because you talk about it all the time. He stood out front for a minute. And then when I started talking about Mishnah Nada, he did this fake laugh. Ha 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 ha, fake laugh. And started yelling. I'm surprised you didn't hear it. You'll see the video. He's just a fucking piece of shit. He's a fat, disgusting. Right, he's unraveling. Exactly.
Fucking guns in his house. That's terrifying.
Yeah. He's not gonna do anything. But that's you see it. Like I say, whenever the neighbor next on the other side comes out, the little, there's two kids. There's one that's a little girl. She's 4 or something. And she could be playing out front all day. He won't come out at all. As soon as the 5 or 5-year-old little boy comes out, he always finds an excuse to come out front, and he's just a piece of shit. And like I say, not one time did you hear him say anything about we should kill pedophiles, or his whole thought is that if you talk about it, you must be a bad guy. What sense does that make? This is the guy who the whole reason why the issue is because one day he came out crying about how the Palestinians attacked the Israelis just as much as the Israelis attacked the Palestinians. And it was just like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, that's crazy. That's funny how this works. Hours later, my wife is outside. And he comes running out and he's like, see, and he's got this article about how 3 POWs are being held in Ukraine or some shit. And it was like, dude, what the fuck? What does that have anything to do with Israel and the Palestinians attacking the Israelis as much as the Israelis attack the Palestinians? Like, it's just dumb. It's like, you know, it's just like anything else. When you're wrong, you don't really have any reasonable arguments. You say things, you out yourself by how you argue and what you have to say and what you believe and what you stand for and all that shit. Right? And you know, anybody, you know, what would, nobody was talking to him, nobody was talking about him like personally. We were just talking about pedos in general. And he you know, he makes it about him. He's like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. It's just weird. It's what they do. But nothing about what just happened shows you that he's a good guy or that he's not a pedophile. Yeah, just interesting, man. It's always interesting how things work. Like, at the end of the day, the truth always shines through. And you'll see, you know, who the good guys are. You know, what people say is one thing. It's what people do that's another. And you know, running outside every time the 5-year-old boy comes out, you know, that should tell you something about the guy. What an interesting, unexpected thing to happen. What a strange dumbass. Guilty. You know, all that is guilt. You know, it's just guilt. No sativas. Don't need any sativas. You got the words wrong. See what I mean? You got the words wrong. I'll mark your polo. What are you talking about? If they have you focused on numbers and shit, you're distracted. You know, it's just that simple. Oops. Let's we'll make some changes here. So, hang on. Alright, so just give me a minute. So, first of all, the source that I use is called Sefaria.org. And Sefaria.org is an online open source free content digital library of Jewish scriptural, theological, philosophical, legal, mystical, historical, and ethical texts. It was founded in 2010 by former Google project manager Brett Lockspear and journalist author Joshua Forer. Joshua, promoted as a living library of Jewish text, Sefaria relies partially upon volunteers to add text and translations. The site provides cross-references and interconnections between various texts. Hebrew, Aramaic, and Judeo-Arabic texts are provided under a free license in the original and in translation if available. The website also provides a tool for creating source sheets. Whatever. So, we're going to, oh shit. We're going to go to sefaria.org, the external website. And we're going to put in Mishnah, Midah 5. What the hell? Didn't work out? Let's try this again. Mishnah, Midah. Let's just pull up Mishnah and see what it comes. Then we'll pull up, that's how it works. Okay, so here is the Hebrew version of it, right? Dustin, what's happening, Dustin? So it says, a girl who is 3 years and 1 day old, whose father arranged her betrothal, is betrothed through intercourse, as the halalchic status of intercourse with her is that of intercourse in all halalchic senses. So it means ownership takes place. Halalchic senses, that means ownership takes place. And in the case where a childless husband of a girl 3 years and 1 day old dies, so childless, obviously if she's 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, she's going to be childless. Her husband, on the other hand, can be 30, 40, 50, whatever, 60 years old. Them dying is common. If he dies, the brother, if his brother, the Yavam, engages in intercourse with her, he acquires her as his wife. And if she is married, a man other than her husband is liable for engaging in intercourse with her due to violation of the prohibition against intercourse with a married woman. 3 years old, she's considered a married woman, apparently. If the girl is less than that age, younger than 3 years and 1 day, the status of intercourse with her is not that of intercourse in all halalchic senses. No ownership takes place. Rather, it is like placing a finger into the eye, just as in that case, the eye constricts, sheds tears, and then returns to its original state. So too, in a girl younger than 3 years and 1 day old, the hymen returns to its original state. In the case of a boy 9 years and 1 day old, whose brother had died childless, who engaged in intercourse with his yivama, his brother's widow, the status of the intercourse is that of halalchic intercourse, and he acquires her as his wife. But he cannot give her a bill of divorce if he chooses to end the marriage until he reaches majority, which is shortly after puberty, according to this thing. They turn 11 or 12 for girls, 13 for boys. But somebody is inspecting them to see if they have 2 pubes. And if they've grown 2 pubes, 6 months later, they're considered full-on adults. Like, how crazy is that? If he engages in bestiality, he disqualifies the animal from being sacrificed on the altar, and the animal is stoned due to his act, put into a pit, and rocks are thrown at it till it dies. This is the foundation of who they are. And this is what I was talking about, which had him so upset. strange, man. It's strange. It's just interesting how, again, how much I mean to other people. And I couldn't care less about them. I hope, I hope they die.
These crooks who send their cries hide their true intrusion, hooked into our lives while compromising movement.
It's strange, man.
Yet deny they'll use it to supply the shitty music so the Goy
It always makes you wonder, like, if what I do doesn't matter, why does it bother people so much? Isn't that strange? It's what it is, man.
Stop this song and look at people.
Let's see. Play Yoda Pants. Play Yoda Pants. Let's play Yoda Pants, shall we? Haven't played Yoda Pants. There it is.
There is no try, do or do not. That's some really great advice. Excuses only rot the purpose of your plot. Your stars are all at war. Aligning them is spot remover on the floor. You dead. Your blatant use of force only proves you know the way to improve. The way you play is to force them to retire. The police were formed to round up the slaves in their Zionist empire. I'm no Skywalker. I can't go solo. I'm just a talker. I'm Marco Polo. But when it all comes together, nothing is better. I'll always say never to those who oppose.
These Jesus thumpers are fucking hilarious. It's amazing how dumb they are, right? It's just amazing how dumb they are and how like what bad Christians they are. They just don't get it. Like, if you're a Christian, you should be better than.
Space travel possible. Major tip, but it turns out it's a laudable believing God is not an example of how we're lied to. They act like Goy are Sunday fools who can't handle that the Bible should be considered liable. Guilty of work. Propaganda
Just
that's
weird,
so
man.
vile, it only plans
But Jesus is Lord, right? They as soon as you start getting them, like you start actually addressing what they say, they just start saying dumb shit. Like, they don't have any real argument. They start saying the pull cord response, like Jesus is Lord, because they don't know what else to say. Oh, rebuke. Oh, at least he's saying rebuke. At first he was saying rebuke. I rebuke you. And he could have said it was a typo, but then he did it twice.
What do you expect? Planets have dark signs. How much do you accept before you're no longer a marker? I think all of us smart guys should admit that win on nothing.
I'm kidding.
Israel's apartheid
Every
of
time I
Palestine
say
is disgusting.
don't do that.
Untrusting.
You'll end up hammering.
But what we see are why the toilets
I mean, what a dumb thing to even the concept of it. You fucked up. You made a mistake or whatever, or you did something awful. Well, doesn't God already know? Like, and as far as who you are as a person on the inside, doesn't God know that too? Why would you need to confess anything? Who's that for? Other than for, like, back in the day when they would get people to all go to the church and then do their confessionals. Like, it's a great way to police people and then have them believe that the system has superpowers.
This song is all about perspective and perception and how we see ourselves. And how a simple argument can turn into something beautiful. CSK, baby. CSK.
just can't imagine, like, somebody else's words bother you. You know? Somebody is as long as they're not hurting anyone, and they're not hurting someone against their will, and they're not fucking with children, like, what do you care? Why would I matter to you enough that what I say bothers you?
Please stop falling for Diddy.
Mm.
Such a disgusting.
It's crazy.
Quite literally, we had the exact same reaction when
Such a crazy concept.
acting like a fool, seemingly foolishly laughing with passion when rules apply to the school of thought. This time the man wants to.
Because you, what a dumb fucking thing to say. Huh? Well, that won't last long.
She got mad at Zeke because Zeke was playing with him.
So, Diddy and Trump hung out a lot. So, why don't we jump to give Trump a shot to prove that he's not who all his friends were? Trump's been in the plot of so many offenders. Movies his benders break every law.
Oh, I don't have to, but I enjoy it very much. You dumb fucking Christians.
That Trump wasn't involved
No.
in not killing any.
The fucking melted candle food.
Well, I didn't go near him to begin with. He decided to make himself the fucking... I said he looks like a melted candle one day in my life.
Oh my god, that's exactly what he looks like. They're those fucking 3-wick, fat, unevenly melted candles. I love it.
Look at you.
If this doesn't expose the nose in the feces, well, I guess we'll just see this again and again. It's just a small piece, it's how it's always been. Since Diddy can't win if not given
It's just crazy. The whole thing is crazy. The fact that we have these fucking people in life to begin with.
We only know
You know, that there's anybody that's wired that way. Like I sign off every time saying pedophiles kill yourself, because you need to. You need to be honest and understand that, like, you already know if what you're doing wasn't awful, you wouldn't hide it. You hide it because you know you're awful. And if you know you're awful, then fucking kill yourself. Please. Just make sure you fucking... Make sure you actually succeed, so you know you're not somebody that's ends up on life support and shit, costing the taxpayers.
do not necessarily represent all of TBG, but are the words of the guy from TBG. Enjoy. Why aren't the First Amendment auditors all banding together, since it's their sons and daughters that will be forever if they don't soon remember that as one we are our strongest?
Isn't it strange how I've been doing this for such a long time, and you never see anyone even engage in a reasonable argument? They just start saying dumb shit. If you live in fairy tale land, then, you know, you have to, like, if you came out here and you were like, Santa Claus is real, like, nobody's gonna take you seriously. What do you do for hobbies? I learn. I read. I investigate. I wish I wasn't this person. By all means. I wish I was just like one of you who could just stick your head in the ground and not think about it. But I'm not. This guy says he likes hunting. And I study my Bible and then I like killing things. Killing God's. Your words don't have any weight because you call everyone pedophile for any reason. Yup, that's what it is. Yup. It has nothing to do with what you present yourself as, or what you're arguing, or the fact that you're here obsessed with me in a negative way, and you never really explain why you're here to begin with. If you know the feed is the guy that thinks we should kill pedophiles, why are you even here in a negative capacity? Like, if you don't like me, fine. Nobody's making you be here. But you come here and cry about what I'm doing, and then you wonder why you get called a pedophile. Seems pretty obvious. Hmm?
Why does Trump hate America? Donald Trump hates America. Why does Trump hate America? Donald Trump hates America. Donald Trump hates America. Why does Trump hate America? Donald Trump hates America. Why does Trump hate America?
I've gone out of my way to not expose this doofus for being a pedo. Just nothing I can do about it, whatever. But when you come out here and you just make it about you, right? To study your style of bandwagon hate. Oh yeah, I'm on the bandwagon, all right. Yeah. I mean, again, look at these dumbass things that are said. Like, it's like nobody's making you say that shit. You're the one that says it. You're just dumb as shit. At no point do you come in here and say things like, yeah, you're right, we should kill pedos, but I don't like you, or I don't agree with this or that, or what. It's never. It's just, you're just mad. You're just mad and crying because, why? Why is it again? Of all of the millions of other options you have at your fingertips, whether it's just YouTube, you could be watching anybody else. There's tons of other people live. There's endless videos that you can watch from the past. You know? But then there's Instagram, and there's Facebook, and there's Snapchat, and there are all these other sources you could be on, and you could be, doing something about it, or just focused on something. But instead, you're like, no, I'm gonna come here day after day, and say the same dumbass shit that outs me every time, and then act like I'm the victim because you call me out on it. Like, it's just fucking stupid. Like, I'm the one that makes it so Christians don't have anything good to say. I'm the one that tells these pedos to come here and out themselves and make themselves look stupid. Like, it's just strange. But it's what they do. And you just can't be surprised by it.
COVID sauce is all over your everything, and now you and your family are going to die.
Well, just because it's just so stupid. I just did. I say I love, right, that's right. I say I love Jesus because he first loved me and gave himself for me. Like, that's not a realistic sort of argument. That's just a dumb thing to say. Like, it's just so stupid. And it's confusing, you know? You wonder how do people get this stupid? What happens? How do you see what's going on and just like, oh yeah, it makes sense? How many times can the church move the pedo gets caught, the church moves them to somewhere else, then they get caught again, and then they don't do anything about it. They refuse to, you know, they send the guy to the Vatican where they don't have any extradition treaty, and he, you know, then they're like, well, you know, he's had enough, you know, his name being drugged through the mud, and he's gonna have to live his life here in penance. Like, how is that a fucking thing? That's crazy. What? What's that to New York? I wish there was smart people that would come in here and you know, wouldn't make it so easy for me. I wish they would say things that I was like, oh shit, I hadn't thought about that before. Oh shit, that's new. It's just the craziest shit. I just think it's so strange how many people give so much, you know, such a big shit about me. And they're just, you know, I just couldn't care less. I appreciate you giving me the views and stuff, because it's, I never worry about somebody coming in and saying something that I'm like, fuck, I can't answer that, you know? Cough, cough, COVID sauce. Now covers your spaghetti.
Touching and therefore letting more COVID sauce leak out. Thanks to media, we're forgetting how ridiculous we sound. But enough messing around, damn it. You haven't found it funny, and since your head is in the ground, you safely cannot see what's coming. Besides,
that's so weird.
So that's more COVID sauce. It's like you're stoned and cold and stunning that you're Rachel.
And there's so many distractions out there. There's so much shit, like Lindsey Graham again. Why he's being said to have died from a sudden and brief illness. Well, it's clear that he died of cardiac arrest. He had a heart attack. But you know, like, none of it makes sense. Just none of it. There's literally, from what I could tell, the news was saying that he paid a short visit to Ukraine and hung out with Zelensky and talked about drones and shit. You know, followers are what are interesting. They mimic your routine rather than support. Like, what does that even mean? Again, why doesn't, if this guy seems to say that I call people pedo for no, why doesn't he sort of make arguments that make sense? Right? The people that are here mimic my routines. They couldn't possibly agree with me that pedos need to die because you don't, so they must not. And then people wonder why I stop reading comments. If you're somebody that I know, you know, like Mary, then yeah, fucking, I'm gonna read your shit. Mary tried to do something interesting. Mary mimicking my routine, tried to sign up for an act.il account. tried to join the resistance. And when she did it, her feeds, her accounts across the, like, everything just got real fucked up afterward. Coincidentally, I'm sure. Great. Ugh. I don't like flavored anything. I like the flavor of weed. The way God intended it to be. Mary, you weren't here for the beginning of the video. You're gonna have to watch it after the fact. The pedophile neighbor came out and outed himself. Me not talking about him at all. Me laughing and then yelling because I talk about killing pedos too. What? It's easy. Oh, don't even bother. Ken's a fucking moron. That dude spends more time with me than fucking me, than I do. He's just been waiting for me to go back live again and so he could be here and be like, oh, hey, I missed you so much. Fucking weird. We're in the bathroom yelling, John who? Jesus and cast like something gonna prove. It's a pay attention to me thing. And the craziest thing is if you actually start engaging with him, he doesn't know how to do it. It's like he can't respond to even the questions you ask or the points you make or anything. He can't. He just starts repeating just dumb shit where you just go like, if I was on the outside and I just came into this shit and I'd be like, all right, let me see which side of this makes more sense, which side of this I can relate to, like, and then I'm gonna go with it. There's no way you would see what this guy's doing and saying and think, oh yeah, this is a real man right here. He's clearly confident in what he does. They should worry about making their own life better instead of preaching fanatical bullshit. You'd think here, like religiously, obsessed with me. It's shocking. It's just shocking to see that someone, you know, again, that I matter so much to people. I'm supposed to be a crazy guy. I'm supposed to be, you know, I'm supposed to be wrong and crazy and all these things. So why would you be here? Why would you, you know, don't you have literally anything else to do? I always just find that one piece so fascinating. Shouldn't you have more of your own to deal with? Dumbasses.
But what I did, bro, what I did, though, what I did, what I did, though, what I did, what I did, though, what I did, but what I did, bro, what I did, what I did, bro, what I did, but what I did, though,
Fascinating.
what I did.
Fascinating. You know, if at any point I was able to get the attention of, say, Ben Shapiro, right? If Ben Shapiro was directly addressing me, and I was, for some reason, I watched that piece of shit. I don't, but for some reason I did. Or Shmuley's bitch ass, or whoever it is. I wouldn't be like, as much as Ben Shapiro's eyebrows are worth talking about, that'd be the last thing I would talk about. I'd ask him flat out, like, what about this? And what about this? And You know, he recently denied that they throw animals in bonfires. When it's really well documented. That they not only did they do it, but they had to like assemble a team, 1,000 members strong, to patrol their Lag Omer bonfires to stop them from throwing animals in bonfires, that stop the teenagers. And well, it gets blamed on the teenagers. I'm sure it's not all the teenagers, but Shmuley is as gross as they get. And he's so cowardly and just... Ben Shapiro would never face you. He would know better. He would know better because he'd get wrecked. He wouldn't be able to address, you know, I wouldn't fuck around with the normal dumb shit that he talks about. And when you don't have Christianity to hold against me, you don't have patriotism and shit to throw against me. Like, when at the end of the day, my biggest argument is that we need to protect the Jewish children, what's he gonna say? What could he possibly say? What's he gonna deny it? Big, yeah, coward, just. And you have to wonder, like, why is Ben Shapiro even a thing? If there's not some sort of conspiracy, who do you think watches that guy? You know? I mean, they only make up 2% of the United States population. And to say half of them watch Ben Shapiro would be... And that 2% includes all the really old people, all the kids, all that shit. So there's a lot of people that aren't going to be watching Ben Shapiro online, whatever. So why does he have any sort of standing in our society? Like he's somebody. It's just crazy. And of course, he never engages with anyone. Like, he, you know, piece of shit Nick Fuentes has been calling him out forever. He almost landed on me. What you doing? Direct, these false prophet fools are disgustingly creepy. I mean, Ben's just, you know, it's like, you know, they give us the things to focus on, so we waste our time and our energy. But any of these cowards, if they were actually correct, they would engage. Shmuley is such a piece of shit. You know, Shmuley is as bad as it gets. And he just, you know, he's a fucking coward. You don't have to ask, dude. It's all good. I hate Shmuley. I mean, seriously. Like, why wouldn't you? Again, it's like I open the floor. Right? Anybody who has their opinions, if you can tell us why Shmuley is a decent dude, you know, what he's done, what he's brought to the table, why, you know, he shouldn't be destroyed, then I'd love to hear it. But I think he should be destroyed. I think all pedophiles should be destroyed. Oh.
Sex offender. Clearly done with trouble.
Look at somebody's like, hey, I've been watching you for years. That's what this guy just came on here and said. Desperately trying to change the subject. It's what you. It's like if you start talking about the genocide too much, then they bring up. Or I mean, if you start talking about the pedophilia too much, you start talking about the Mishnah Nadas and the metzitzia and shit. If you start pointing these things out, they they immediately start crying about it. And what they try to do is get you to, you're talking about the worst thing, so let's get you to talk about a really bad thing. They know they're not going to distract us with something good. And when it comes to the friars, I mean, they can't. There's nothing they can point out where they'll be like, look at how good we are. We did this or we did that. That's not an option. So they know that the next best thing is something really, really bad, but also seemingly plausibly deniable, right? Like the whole genocide thing. I was watching another video today where it was, a missile strike. And I always ask, like, who the fuck is filming that? In this one, you actually saw somebody hiding behind, like, a fortification who was also filming the strike. Like, the person that was filming it, 50 feet ahead of him or whatever, 20 feet ahead of him, you could see another guy filming it, hiding behind this fortification. That nobody in their right mind would think would work unless you already knew it. But you look at this shit and you just think like, who just happens to be filming some building or some area, not moving, not like they're looking around and they just happen to stop just as a miss. No, they're literally filming it like they're waiting for it to happen. How do those videos keep getting filmed and then, released to the public? I mean, it's strange. And when I say they want us talking about the genocide, that's a great example. Like, how the fuck did they... It's not like somebody's... Like, when it comes to the genocide, when it comes to all of it, bitch-ass Lindsey Graham dies, and every single report is about his association with Israel. What did Ben-Gvir have to say? What did Netanyahu have to say? And it's like, the association is automatic. It's not Lindsey Graham did anything else. He has no other associations. He has no other accomplishments or anything. He was just a Israel cuck, and that's all he was known for. I mean, when you read I don't know, it's probably been changed at this point, especially after yesterday. But when you read his Wikipedia page and you read about his death, and they quote all these different people, they're like, he was a great American. Let me see if I can. We'll see what it looks like today. All right.
700 Club's disgusting. Let's look at what they do. Begging those with nothing to buy their fake voodoo. The prayer line is food. That's how they feed the beast. You call and you boo-hoo, then you wait about a week.
Let's see. Oh, wow. A lot of this has changed. Holy shit. Since yesterday. Holy shit. But Graham died after a brief and sudden illness, is what they're still saying, even though it was clearly a fucking heart attack, right? who cares? If you're somebody, then you should be doing your own thing. Get your own attention. You don't need mine. Graham died after a brief and sudden illness on the evening of July 11th, 2026. Right there. He was in because I wanted to the first article reporting his death, which I did find and which was riddled with spelling mistakes and shit, really weird. The first article about his death was at 2:14 a.m. where they claim that he had on July 12th, where they claim that NBC had already obtained the 911 calls, the call center. Like, think about how crazy that is, right? He's been dead for what would be about 5 hours. And we're supposed to believe that the 911 calls and all that shit was already released and already given to the NBC? Why would they be giving NBC? Like, don't the police have to do an investigation and shit before you can just go handing the transcripts, the actual calls themselves off to NBC? Doesn't it seem strange? Oh, look, some guy's using the potato thing. That's one of those code words. The way these Graham types stay in Congress for so long is disturbing. Well, remember when Trump was making such a big deal about all those guys that had the forever politicians who had been in office for such a long time and it had done nothing? Well, that didn't include those who support him. Mitch McConnell and Amy Klobuchar or whatever her fucking name is. Some of these people stopped being senators and Congress people and ran for president for a few months. They just got to stop doing their job and apply for another job. And then when it didn't work out, they just went back to their previous job. So now they're saying he died on the evening of July 11th, 20... Oh, so the first one to report his death was at 2:14 a.m. The next news story about him was on the page. It says it was released at 4:32 or some 4:30 something p.m. The Kiev Post talked about how Graham was at a weapons at a manufacturing facility in Kiev that day with Volodymyr Zelensky, with the Ukrainian president, and he was touring the facility. I mean, I don't know of do news organizations drop random stories at 4:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday? Don't you think they would have waited till Monday morning to drop it with the morning edition? Doesn't it just seem like makes sense? And maybe it was a morning edition in Ukraine at the time. I guess that maybe 4:30 here was 8 in the morning in Ukraine. I don't know. I mean, just think about this. This doesn't matter how partisan. Like what? You're Republican, you're Democrat, you're conspiracy theorist, you're conservative, you're whatever it may be. That doesn't matter. Does this make sense? Your government is lying to you about something. Your pledges of allegiance shouldn't shouldn't keep you locked into shit that you know is a lie just because reasons. I don't know. There is no news about him. The next news story about him was from June 30th. And it was about how he was mad, whatever it was. Because it keeps trying to end. Connection issues? This is fucking insane. If I'm wrong, why is this happening? Why does it keep happening as soon as I start talking about Lindsay? Good old LG. His birthday was July 9th. He turned 71 years old. The way that it was presented was that he had flown to Ukraine basically for the day. I mean, I can't really tell you because there's not a real accurate description of what it was. Find when he went to Ukraine, but they made it sound like he went there the day before. But if the article from the Kyiv Post at 4:32 p.m. talks about how earlier in the day he was with Zelensky at the manufacturing facility, and yet we're supposed to believe that he died around 9:30 p.m. on July 11th. How is that even possible? This doesn't make any sense. And I'm sure they'll try to walk it back or whatever. It just seems strange. – 11 people watching, 4 likes. If you're watching, like, share, and sub. It's the most censored feed you're going to find, so it should tell you something. If, unlike Ian Carroll, I'm not allowed to have thousands and thousands of views and they censor the fuck out of me, who's telling you the truth? I live in the suburbs. I'm surrounded by cell phone towers. It's flat where I live. Make it make sense. I mean, for yourself, I don't know. Personally, I need things to make sense. I can't be one of these people who just, I just believe stuff because that's what I'm supposed to believe. It's just not how I work. Well, I was in trouble, that's why. Not sure what I say. They don't tell me what I say, but I said something. Yep, I'm sure you are. I'm the best. It's that simple. I'm the best. Everybody else is the same. They all say the same shit. If you watch one truther, you've watched them all. The Charlie Kirk situation is such a fascinating narrative and shit like that. But it's so obviously a distraction that I don't even want to waste time talking about it. I mean, even the Lindsey Graham thing, it's a distraction, but at least, I mean, I couldn't tell you if anybody else is talking about this shit. I don't know who else did what I did. I don't know who else did, looked it up and went, this is weird. Let's see what we can find. It just doesn't. You know, we're shown so much bullshit all the time, and it's just like, you know, so much of it is obvious. So much of it is shit where it's like, why does it even this way? If it's not to be a distract, shit, we're like, again, the genocide. They 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 show us Netanyahu and Ben Gvir and Smoltrich all saying horrendous shit that nobody in their right mind would excuse. You know, when it was Ben Gavir's birthday and his wife gives him a fucking cake with a noose on it. Like, it's a noose, for crying out loud. Here in the States, if you start rocking a noose, people are gonna assume you're racist because, you know, used to hang black people from trees. Which again is their thing. But like, you know, they're not trying to hide it from us. Hmm? Caleb, what's up? They're not trying to hide the genocide from us. They broadcast it. They broadcast that they steal our money and to pay for it. You know, they broadcast that we don't support it, and yet they don't give a shit. Like, there's nothing about the genocide that makes it sound like we shouldn't talk about it. And that's what's strange is, you know, 5-10 years ago, you get in all kinds of trouble for talking about it. Lindsey Graham equals 71 in geometry. In what's it called? Oh, I can't think of it right now. Gematria, that's it. Gematria. Which, of course, is a Jewish thing. And to me, I can't help it. Like, who assigned all those numbers? How did all that work out? Who figured it out? Obviously, it's something that we're supposed to be distracted by. I don't give a shit about that stuff. You know, I'm sure there's all kinds of connections that can be made if you want to make connections. But I don't, you know. I'm looking at what they show us right now. You know, the past is the past. Nothing we can do about it. We can expose it, but there's nothing we can do about it. Anyway, so this says the evening of July 11th, a day after returning from an official visit to Kiev, Ukraine. So now we're saying that he returned on the 10th? Because that's not what it said. Your point was made. But look at it. Look at how he can't engage in any sort of reasonable conversation and just has to reset to, you know, repeating the same dumb shit over and over again. It's like a child, you know? Well, let me tell you about the video game. No. Why don't we talk about school and what's going on? Okay, I like the video game. What do you mean? Let's tell me about your school. Tell me about, you have chores, whatever. Okay, but the video game's fun. Like, it's just, it's a joke. Why doesn't God see that this dude is struggling and give him a dinkle-dinkle-dink boost to let him start making sense? Why doesn't he pray to God that God gives him a dinkle-dinkle-dink boost and he can say something better? He can address what's being said. It's strange. I mean, again, you can see who people are by who they present you with. The dumbass neighbor freaking out because I'm talking about killing pedos. What does that say? Emergency medical services responded to a call at his home by Graham at around 8:30 p.m. It was 9:30. EDT and the Capitol Hill section of Washington, D.C. EDT in the Capitol Hill section of Washington, D.C. for a patient. What? Not 8:30 p.m. ED. Is that Eastern something time? I thought it was Eastern Standard Time. What's EDT? For a patient responded to a call at a home owned by Graham at around 8:30 p.m. Who made the call then? It doesn't say Graham made the call. I made a mistake. Who made the call? Gotcha approves. It's a script and they're doing anything by the numbers. There's no other way everything lines up if it was organic. Plenty of ways everything lines up. If it's a script, then you should be able to decipher it beforehand. It's the problem with gematria and shit like that is it's always something that's done after the fact. You know, nobody ever uses it to win the lotto. Nobody ever uses it to prevent. I showed up at this place in time to stop this person because, look, this is going to happen. Oh, look, see, that thing happened. And, like, you know. You know what we haven't heard of in a while is the guy that supposedly interrupted the White House Correspondents' dinner with Trump and he ran in with the gun and was taken down and had the Israel stuff on. Remember him? It was made by a family member. Who? Who was there? Why were there family members at his house? Who were the family members at his house? From what I can tell, he only has a little sister, 13 years younger than him. Or, no, 7 years younger than him. But, you know, he never married, never had any girlfriends. He had 2 girlfriends in his life. All the way back when he was in his 20s. Never had any girlfriends, never was seen with anybody. I can. That's why I won money on the Knicks, because it was all by the numbers. Sure. I mean, you know. This is all easy to say and do after the fact. You should fix something that's going to happen. And again, you know, the betting on a sports game, you have a 50% chance of winning. That's pretty good. And then 53 years ago, just like they won 53 games, old coach 613, that's why I knew they would win on June 13th before it happened. Just like there's 613 Jewish. Okay, dude. I mean, you know. Basically, we just have to trust you on this. Did you bet that Connor would go out his leg in the first second of the fight? Mm-hmm. Did you bet a whole gazillion dollars on that? Because that would have paid really well. Nobody had that pick. Let's see. For chest pain, according to radio transmissions, personnel reported 25 minutes later that a male was in cardiac arrest and that CPR was underway. On July 12th, preliminary findings from the DC medical examiner stated that Graham died from an aortic dissection caused by arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease. Man, never had any signs or anything like that. Interesting. I can show you the bet slip. Again, you are talking about something that you have a 50-50 chance on. Okay. There's a fucked up. Picking game 5 for them to win. I don't care. I don't care. That's great. Use it for something else. Like if you can actually, if you're actually figuring out the code with it, then dude, you should be a zillionaire. And if you're a zillionaire, fucking invest in TBG because we're the only ones doing the right thing. Put your money where your mouth is. The fact that this feed is so fucked up should really tell people something. It's 2026. You talk about how fucked up the feed is because you don't see it anywhere else. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm in the suburbs, surrounded by cell phone towers. I'm in the second floor of a fucking aluminum-sided covered house. There's no mountains in the way, nothing. Why is my feed so fucked with? Literally compared to everyone else. And everyone else says the same shit. Everyone else tells you to believe in Jesus. Oh, look. Random guy's making another potato reference. Wow, isn't that interesting? Domestic reactions. Upon the news of Graham's death, Trump called him a true American patriot and said he was like a member of the family. Trump later said he spoke the night before his death about the Save America Act, describing him as a close ally and a friend who could work across party lines. Wait, what? Now it's the night before? Story sure is changing. It's the data. Yeah, it's a data issue. It's my modem. It's not like I have T-Mobile and nobody else experiences this. It must be some sort of data issue. Lack of connection or something. Former presidents Joe Biden and George W. also honored Graham's public service. Biden recalled their years working together in the Senate, saying they often disagreed but shared a commitment to public service and a respect for the institution. Listen to all these things they say about him. You say nobody has anything interesting to say, and I show you how you can predict things and you dismiss it. Yep. Yeah, that's what happened. Bush praised Graham as a knowledgeable senator who understood America's role in the world and was dedicated to his country. Nobody talks about how great of a person he was. Graham's colleagues across Congress and both parties also paid tribute. U.S. Senate Majority Leader John Thune called him a strong advocate for the United States, while fellow South Carolina Senator Tim Scott said America had lost a statesman and he had lost a friend. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster called Graham the fiercest of fighters for South Carolina and America. Vice President J.D. recalled disagreements with Graham over Ukraine funding, but praised him as someone who fought for his beliefs and supported others when it mattered. House Speaker Mike Johnson praised Graham's lifelong service and commitment to, quote, American strength and exceptionalism. Republican members of South Carolina's congressional delegation also mourned Graham's death. Nancy Mace described him as, we finally get something talking about him, as funny, smart, and a force to be reckoned with. While Joe Wilson called him an American patriot. Ralph Norman remembered him as a son of South Carolina who deeply loved the state. And Russell Fry praised him as an extraordinary public servant and consequential leader whose legacy would be measured by the many people he helped. Democratic senators also remembered Graham's bipartisan approach and willingness to work across party lines. Sounds like him. Senators Richard Blumenthal, Mark Warner, and Dick Durbin highlighted his work on Ukraine, Russian sanctions, and Senate negotiations. They all said the same thing. Amy Klobuchar praised his commitment to public service, willingness to tackle difficult issues, and efforts to assist Afghan refugees. Oh, Jesus. Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, and Adam Schiff also recalled his ability to negotiate despite disagreements, cited his bipartisan work on criminal justice reform, national security, and Ukraine. Every single one of these things is saying the same shit. How's your legacy going to be measured, guy? As someone who said the right things despite being told he wasn't allowed to. So, there you go. His birthday was on July 9th. So on July 9th, he was in Turkey. When you fly to Ukraine, spend time with Zelensky, then fly back home to speak with Trump the night before. The world is a better place without him. One last warmonger. Exactly. But think about this. Like I just found the hole in the story that everybody, doesn't matter which side of the fence you're on, everybody should be talking about this. Right? He was in Turkey on July 9th and died at his home on July 11th after being in Ukraine with Zelensky. Too many viewers. Anytime we get too many viewers, they start fucking with the feed, so people are like, oh, get off. I mean, this is. I'm gonna take a picture of it just so when it changes. I mean, make this make sense, guys. Come on. Make the stupid guy make sense. Or acknowledge that something fucked up's going on here. If I saw this comment with his soldier God, he was in Turkey, says it here again. Chris Coons, who spent Graham's 71st birthday with him during the 2026 NATO summit in Turkey. His birthday is July 9th. What the fuck? When the fuck was he in Ukraine? Did you see the dew that can cause heart attacks? They've had that shit. They've had the heart attack gun for decades, where it shoots a frozen like bullet inside you, a needle point bullet that hits you and then induces the heart attack, but it only leaves a tiny little mark. Look at this fucking pig. I mean, I know I'm feeding the full horse here. I know I've stopped on this one point, but this seems like a pretty significant point. I just don't understand. You know, this isn't like this is fucking well hidden or something. I'm looking up some, unqualified, non-credited website or something. This is fucking Wikipedia's narrative of what happened on his death. What conspiracy theorist is coming through here and trying to fuck with Lindsey Graham's death information? And even if they could, how would they be allowed to? You know, like Wikipedia is not going to let you make inaccurate changes to their fucking narrative. Well, shit. Chasing somebody. What the fuck is going on? This cop's kicking down somebody's fence and shit. What a mother. What's the point again? He went to Turkey and Ukraine. What's the point? Ukraine is a 14 that you have to have one layover. When was he in Ukraine? If he was supposed to be in Ukraine on July 11th, if he was in Turkey on July 9th celebrating his birthday with Chris Coons, when did he fly to Ukraine? And then when did he went to Ukraine for a day, for half a day, for one little visit? And even if that's the case, if he died on July 11th at 9 p.m., around 9 p.m., and he had already been home long enough to call Daddy Trump, when did that take place? 14 to 18 hours means he would have had to have left Ukraine around 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Almost anyone could edit Wikipedia. Yep, here we go. Yep, anyone could just edit Wikipedia. That's how that works. And so some random crazy person thought they would edit Wikipedia to say that Lindsey Graham was with Chris Coons on his birthday in Turkey. Ah, that's going to get him. Oh, man. Ha, what a conspiracy theory. Oh, man. That totally makes sense. That you're making so much sense, right? There's just nothing to even engage in this dumb shit. And I read this shit yesterday. All this information wasn't here. They added this information in the last 24 hours. Let's see. Oh, this is one of those things. So the Lindsey Graham page is actually all locked up. So nobody can edit this Wikipedia page except for the people in Wikipedia. So now what's the conspiracy? Almost anybody can edit Wikipedia unless it's locked. I didn't say it happened, just that it could. Right. And you know what? What could have happened is a fucking somebody jumped out of a plane with a parachute, flew way down, landed on Lindsey Graham's head with their legs, twisted around, broke his neck, reached down, gave him a huge wedgie, then ran off. And the government, in order to cover it up, staged that he had a heart attack. That could happen too. It could, if we're going to just come up with dumb shit out of the blue. Yeah, that could have happened. But what makes more sense? That or the idea that the story isn't fake, yet they're trying to push it through. Or the story is fake, yet they're trying to push it through. I mean, this is what happens when people try to argue with me. They end up saying dumb shit. Because you don't have a real argument, so now you're pulling out hypotheticals. Well, it could. Yeah, okay. When you're willing to say dumb shit, when you're willing to pull out hypotheticals, instead of acknowledge that the narrative we're given is fucked up, doesn't make any sense, it says a lot about you. It says, you're probably motivated by something else. Joined 6 years ago, has 7 whole subscribers. Do you really want to ask what makes more sense? Do you really want to ask what makes more sense? Dude, this is why you're going to end up getting ignored, because you're just being stupid, right? Who's the one making hypotheticals? You. That somehow somebody came through and edited this page so it's not what we're supposed to be reading. It's something else. No, the hypothetical is that Lindsey Graham was in Turkey celebrating his birthday on July 9th. Then, by July 11th, was in Ukraine touring a weapons facility with Vladimir Zelensky. Then died July 11th at 9:30 or so at his home in Washington, D.C. There's something not right about that narrative. I was just telling you it's possible it could have been altered because you're saying you can't alter Wikipedia pages. Yeah, you can't. Especially when they're locked. But you keep arguing because you're too much of a pig-headed fucking stubborn douche to acknowledge that you're wrong. And you're just being stupid. You're wrong and you're too arrogant to admit it. And I would love for anybody else that wants to get this shit going. How Lindsey Graham cracked through time and space. Only when they're locked. Well, this one's locked. And you can't just edit Wikipedia. You can suggest an edit, which is then flagged by the editors. And they check to see if what you've said is balanced and Zionist in nature. And if it is, then they let your edit stand. You might be able to make some dumbass edit that might last 20 minutes, a half hour, an hour. When you get to checking it, it's going to be removed. Do you know how stupid it would be for Wikipedia to just allow anybody to edit at any time? All you'd have to do is go to Wikipedia, click edit, click select all, click delete, and then click save, and you could fuck Wikipedia all up. Seeing page after page after page. But since you can't do that, just wake the fuck up. When this is your only desperate argument, it goes to show you who we're up against. Why would Wikipedia ever be unlocked for random editing? You can suggest it again, to give that illusion that we matter, that we have a say in things. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you have to say if it's not balanced and Zionist in nature. Because it's open sourced. Yeah. This guy is all about continuing this nonsense argument about something he's wrong about. Instead of suggesting that Lindsey Graham could have possibly done all that shit and been in Turkey on the 9th in Ukraine on the 11th, and then all the way back in the U.S. on the 11th is just, it's just fucking dumb, man. Boy. You just admit it. You can change the argument. You make it. The fact that you're pretending like you don't understand how conversation works, just so you can make your point, is just more desperate fire bullshit. This is what they do. This is act.il. Rise app. This is Team Jorge. This is how they operate. Anyway, just forget about that last thing about blah blah blah. Called him Chris Coons' birthday with him during the 2026 NATO summit in Turkey. Turkey's pretty far from Ukraine. It's not like this is a short trip or anything. Called him no better friend, no tougher adversary. These are just such cheesy things to say. And urged Congress to honor his memory through legislation. James Clyburn highlighted their relationship built on mutual respect despite political differences. I mean, even the nice things people are saying are like, yeah, he was a dick, but yeah, I didn't like the guy. Yeah, I disagreed with him a lot, but former Vice President Kamala Harris remembered Graham as a witty, energetic colleague who cared deeply about the Senate in South Carolina. Initially, it was like Trump called him a true patriot. This guy said, let's see, initially it was, they talked about Trump calling him a patriot. They skipped Biden and Bush. Senate Majority Leader Thune called him, a strong advocate for the United States. Tim Scott said he lost a statesman and had lost a friend. Those two things, and then it went to Netanyahu and Ben Gvir. That was initially what it said, right? Anyone who disagrees is a Jorge bot. Gee, it sounds like you've been watching for a long time. But I also said you were Rise app. And what are you disagreeing with? Like, I don't even understand. What is your thing here? Maybe somebody could have edited Wikipedia, even though obviously no one did. Never mind the timeline not matching up with common sense. Like, what's even your disagreement that I'm calling you a Jorge bot for? You see how clownish this shit is over and over again? Ursula von der Leyen, president of the European Commission, offered her condolences to Graham's family and described him as a determined and fearless leader. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky released a statement offering his condolences, saying, "America and the world have lost a resolute leader." These were all things that were put in here too. These were initially there too. Mark Rutte, Secretary General of NATO, said Graham was a powerful advocate for America. Seems so weird that so many of them use the exact same verbiage. Don't you think? German Chancellor Friedrich Merz said he was a, quote, true friend and partner of Germany in the transatlantic alliance. Right, like they a true friend in the way like he was a friend to Germany, not like he was a good friend of his. He wasn't my leader. I don't know. Anybody looked at him as a leader. Finnish President Alexander Stubb mourned Graham as a, quote, personal friend. There you go. Praising his commitment to transatlantic cooperation and support for Ukraine. None of these are like what a great person he was, how he was always, like we had, Kamala said he was witty, and somebody else said he was funny or some shit. Funny and energetic, funny and energetic. Estonian Foreign Minister Margus Taška, Latvian Foreign Minister Baibabres, and Lithuanian Foreign Minister Kęstutis Breeze jointly paid tribute to Graham, remembering him as a steadfast friend and strong supporter of NATO, transatlantic relations, and Ukraine. Are you serious right now? Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney said Graham, quote, stood resolutely, we have another resolute, in defense of democracy and freedom. He was such a little nothing that they couldn't even come up with individual things to say. They all just had like, okay, this is what you say. Say a variation if you choose to, or just say it as worded. People say, he was a great leader for the world when people aren't a leader of the world. It's dumb. Right. So now, that was one whole paragraph. Now we get a whole new paragraph that starts with Benjamin piece of shit bitch ass Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, said that Israel had lost one of its greatest friends, America has lost a great patriot, and I have lost a beloved friend, and offered his condolences to Graham's family and the American people. Netanyahu later recalled one of his final conversations with Graham, saying that the senator had strongly opposed any reduction of U.S. military aid to Israel and viewed support for Israel's security as connected to the United States interests. Did you see that? He was like, yeah, I tried to tell him that we wanted to wean off the American teat, and he flew off the handle. He went ballistic, is what Netanyahu said. He went ballistic, saying that no way, we have to keep giving Israel American tax dollars. What's wrong with you? These statements make good drinking games. Every time you hear resolute. Well, we've only had two, so probably one intern writing all their statements. No! Guy is the guy that the Techno Vikings shoved at the start of the clip. No, if that was me, then I wouldn't have used him for our video. But yeah, that was fucking clever, man. Wow. I'm the guy that the Techno Viking shoved at the beginning of the clip. Ouch. Ouch, man. I don't know if I can even keep going after something so heavy duty hits me. And now suddenly we have dumbass come back through with Jesus and Jesus and Jesus. I can't have a conversation unless I say the same dumb shit. Amazing how that works. Israeli President Isaac Herzog. Why does Israel have its own paragraph? Does he love me too? Yes, Jesus loves you. He's dead. He's a fucking zombie. But hey, let's not worry about it. He doesn't love all those Palestinian children that he's allowing to be killed and raped and tortured and shit. Never mind all them. All those Christian Palestinians and Christian fucking Lebanese. Lebanon's full of Christians. Apparently, Jesus doesn't give too much of a shit about them, though. Israeli President Isaac Herzog also paid tribute to Graham, calling him a great American patriot. Patriot would be the one for the drinking game. A great American patriot and a great friend of Israel. He's just great. He was great. What he did was great. He had great policies, great hair. He was just great. While describing him as a beacon of moral clarity. A beacon of moral clarity. The guy that was pictured at fucking Disneyland by himself. No kids, no wife, no family. Yep, moral right there. Newsflash, he has risen from the dead. Right, he's a zombie. You know, something that dies and then comes back from the dead is considered a zombie. You dumbass. Newsflash. What happened after he was resurrected? Why didn't he stay alive? Well, nobody even saw. The whole thing with Jesus being resurrected that's so fucking stupid is it's like nobody saw any sort of resurrection. They just came back to the cave 3 days later that he was buried in, and the stone that was in front of the doorway had been moved. What's up? What? Cool. Yeah. That's all good. I love you too. Goodbye. Oh, let's see. Speaking of moral clarity and praising his support for U.S.-Israeli partnership. Well, he was really big on giving us money, so I liked him a lot. Is there like a resurrection limit or something? Well, no, like I say, the rock that was in, so a big rock was put in front of the tomb that he was in, that his coffin or whatever was in. And when they returned 3 days later, the body was gone and the stone had been moved. Like, are you serious? So somebody stole the body? Is that what we're saying? And you're going to say, oh, he must have been resurrected. That's the only possible thing that could have happened. How many times have he been alive in the last 2,000 years? Yes, the next time he comes, it's the end. That's what they've been saying for 2,000 years, supposedly. Stupid. Dumb. Defense Minister Israel Katz said Graham, quote, stood with Israel in its most difficult moments and was an unwavering supporter of Israel's security and its alliance with the United States. Man, he doesn't have any qualities other than he was an Israel cuck. And everybody fucking mentions it. Did he die for 60 years in residence sex? Was baby and old man? How does it work? Jesus is soon returning, yeah. That's what these sickos say. So they don't have to live their life as a good person. They want Jesus to come so they can die early. And really, how many of them are actually going to get resurrected? 10, 15? You can't live your life by biblical standards today. You go to prison. So it's just so stupid to think about it. Like, And then the next 400 or 4,000 years are supposed to be Armageddon and just dumb shit. Like who, you know, there are 8 billion people on Earth. Christianity is only like 26% or 28% of the people. That means at least 70% of the people are gonna fucking die, go to hell. They have no idea some of them have no idea what Christianity is. So I don't know how they could ever accept Jesus as their savior, personal savior. It's just so fucking sick. What's up, Matt? He is sick over wanting you to come to heaven. Oh, so stupid. Yeah, the part where all the other people die and then burn in hell for all of eternity, most of which don't even know about your silly Christian bullshit. Yeah, that part. That's the sicko part, you dumbass. I'm never going to heaven. I would never want to. What?
It's just a prediction. Of future condition or something to come. I passed a petition. What have we done?
I don't have time. You're going to have to wait. Sorry, Charlie. So who should keep an eye out for him? Is he going to be old, young? No, it's as soon. See, what I wonder is, it's said that as soon as his foot touches the ground, he's going to ascend from heaven or descend from heaven, and as soon as his foot touches the ground, I just wonder, like, what happens if he has shoes on? Does the ascension go through the shoes, or does he have to take his shoe off? As soon as his little toenail touches the ground, or what? How does that even work? But I don't, according to their dumb shit, the only sin that's unforgivable is blasphemy. Is if you happen to call out the bullshit. Raping children, all that stuff, that's forgivable. That's okay. Like, if I gotta go to heaven and I'm gonna be next to a bunch of pedophiles who said, I'm sorry, and they were able to get through, and the only people that are completely disqualified are the ones that were smart enough to fucking question the bullshit, send me to heaven. I'm good. I'm so not concerned with what happens after I die. If the earth is a globe, what side will see him first? It's a great question. I mean, it's crazy that Christians haven't jumped all over the flat earth narrative because their Bible says it's flat. Mm-hmm. You'd think they'd be like, yeah, see, we told you guys. But, earth-shape argument isn't one I want to get into because it's one that can be denied just through flat stupidity. Like, it's all it is. You can just be like, well, I'm too stupid to acknowledge things, and that's just it. That's why I don't waste my time talking about it. Although I have my beliefs, I just don't. What's the point? No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, as far as another one of these topics that they love to bring up, because it's something that can be, argued from an ignorant place, right? All to it. We just believe what somebody said. I couldn't. I had. Okay. I rolled you one, but here. Hold this. I gotta go pay.
Pay. I am making an iced coffee that I don't have to spend $6 for, or whatever the fuck they charge. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not quite as yummy, but it's yummy enough. It is yummy enough. Put a couple drops of vanilla, some sugar, black coffee, ice, and a touch of cream.
Give me that. Dumb nuts, huh?
I love it.
Oh. I went from upstairs then. I know cream pie gives me heart palpitations. Yeah, make me poop. I'm actually really healthy when you think about it. It's actually, it's not something you would expect from me, but like, you know, I quit smoking cigarettes and I quit this and I quit that. And you think it's a perfect clothes? No. Shut up, fat boy, you dumb fuck. I don't mind calling dumb fucks names. Dumb fuck. Matt's a much better person than you could ever be. I don't even know Matt. 30 a.m. in Australia. All right, man. I love when Australians are here. Don't forget to get your free downloads. Teeth. Believing beneath. God damn it. We'll have to reset. I mean, to me, it all seems pretty obvious. Something isn't right about Lindsey Graham. You love everything I do, you dumbass. That's why you're here all the time. Is bet and hate one of your new phrases that you guys run with? You too. Bandwagon hate. Again, what bandwagon am I on? I don't recall anybody. I don't recall there being a bandwagon here. I don't recall me following any of the rules. If we're in the car, we're listening to TVG. So if you don't like it, it sucks to be.
It's time for the ball to flatline. 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 Beep, 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 beep. Who doesn't make a little bit of a show off every once in a while? Let's talk about stars. What are they? Isn't it gnarly we hardly know shit? Think about it. We barely grip the tip of the iceberg, so what have you heard and what do you know? My personal show is quite limited. I've given this a bunch of thought. I bought the farm just like you. Disarm the alarm without any proof. I use a toothbrush despite having teeth. But even beneath me looks like jello. But hello. We can only drill 8 miles down, so how do we find what the core looks like? That kind of sounds like conspiracy, right? Does the fear that you might have less than a clue make you see right when nothing improved? The rest of the moves in the spherical game, so it's best you include all possible trains of thought to explain the frames that are strange. The games might be maintained. Keep people working. Imagine you came up just the same, believing the shame without any smirking. Imagine them learning the earth isn't turning. The theory is bullshit, a pulpit that's earning, sounding a sure thing where nobody asks questions concerning questionable math.
I say it all the time. My music is made to sound like nails on a chalkboard to you pedos.
And I admit,
I hope it does.
To be cast into the ether for exposing the cheaters, to see your beliefs all fail, that hammers the nail and most coffins close. If you fell in a hole that could fold your life's work, would you die rolled or would you put on the shirt? Just some other jerk who makes a great living, pushing the dirt while graves keep on filling. But who's willing to kill me, spilling the blood of the scientist, denying this big ball of mud? The grudge must run a deep, the shelf too steep to climb. My mind refuses to settle. The metals they peddle seem cheap. As one of the sheep, I sleep with my eyes open, watching the chosen run the ruse. I'm confused, no longer amused. It's true the abuse must stop. The mountain top is curveless, the purpose is yet unknown. I'm simply blown away. If there's infinite space, shouldn't the way we see things change? If the stars all range in distance and size, shouldn't states then be a surprise? Shouldn't some eyes open or close if the stars in the sky are gas that explodes? I awoke with a cold, sick of monotony. I realized the globe really has got to be flat out hypocrisy. So here's my declaration. Now go ahead, mock me and buy the space station. It's time for the ball to flatline. 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 It's time for the ball to flatline.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
He'll be doing a hook.
Right, the feed is completely clear now.
He'll be doing a hook.
This one will make a lot of you angry. Some so dumb they'd want to hang me. And strangely, I understand why. Playing this game, we all have to try to remain and comply with the things we don't like. Our brains built to lie, but like riding a bike, we remember what's right despite what is left. We live fight or flight, reciting the breath of long ago death, 2,000 years old. It's one hell of a stretch, but you do as you're told, which is why you are sold. Continuous fiction, fools for gold as long as it's written. We're easily smitten, everyone gets a ribbon, revealing our feelings, mimic our children's. But if everyone's given a bustle to fit in, then we choose to lose since no one is winning. Is a start to the thinning, the ointment we need. As I proceed, I choose my words well. See, I don't believe I cook what you smell. Where your Taco Bell, I am gourmet. I'll smash through your shell, put your checkers away. I'm going to relay this for the last time. Your awkward display is missing its shine. So when selecting your lines, just emulate me. Because if it doesn't rhyme, it's not poetry. I'm doing a hook. I am 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 doing a hook.
Oh, baby.
Go beating around the bush. Nukes are completely scare tactic mush. Did you just hear the whoosh as the breath left the room? How come he don't push to the death, doom, and boom? Well, it may be too soon, but I just have one question. In the nuclear boom, nothing is left, and that's when infection starts to take over. Radiation is death, and no four-leaf clover can stop the exposure from killing forever. It doesn't grow slower, it's supposed to grow never. The land, the weather, the air, plants, and life won't ever get better. We're promised the strife will constantly slice the wrist of who happens to challenge the knife. And the murderous rap when Sam comes a-crashing, dropping the hand. But if that's everlasting, what's up with Japan? Nuclear destruction is everywhere. People fear the judgment when they can't even see the eye. Proof becomes repugnant when everything's a lie. Are you still scared of thunder and monsters in the sky? Hiroshima and Nagasaki, such terrible loss. And for most of us, the Nazis invented Holocaust. But accepting that the boss rewrites whatever history they want to get across, you can't help but question mystery. Like, how come all the imagery you've shown us of the nukes doesn't stand up to the scrutiny of scenes providing proof? If you finally knew the truth, you'd probably sit with Colin, but one of two scoops keeps your brand quite common. When you only buy nonsense sold by the school, you refuse to use commas and exclaim like you're a fool. When you try to keep it cool, follow without wonder, you swallow the stool. We call your head a dunder. The obvious blunder, pressed as a fact, is the pillage and plunder, stressed to attack the sanity track your train rides on when you don't walk the path or just sing along. Nuclear destruction keeps everyone in line. People fear the judgment when they can't even see the eye. Proof becomes repugnant when everything's a lie. Are you still scared of thunder and monsters in the sky? Doesn't anything make you question the lessons you've been taught? Just use their stuff against them. Retention is the fault in everything you bought. Consume, obey. Devastation's grain of salt and ensuring that you stay running with the play long after balls are fumbled, dumbing down the fray while confidence is crumbled. I stammered and stumbled my way through the game, quietly mumbled on distant refrain. The hotter the flame, the longer the burn, you're more likely to blame the teachers whose turns to force you to learn what doesn't make sense. Often quite stern if you bring a defense to hopping the fence and staying on side, where dollars and cents outweigh sense of pride in knowing you're right because you are different. When you've nothing to hide, smiles diminish. Nuclear destruction keeps everywhere. People fear the judgment when they can't even see the eye. Proof becomes repugnant when everything's a lie. Are you still scared of thunder and monsters in the sky?
good. It's so good.
If you think that gay is a choice, you probably just don't answer the voice. It's in your head so loud it's a noise. Screaming you're a boy in the boys. Or maybe you're a girl in the girls. Chocolate, vanilla, a swirl. Whatever makes your toes curl. You never see the curve in the world. 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 Why does your right to hate outweigh my right to love? Like you prefer gloves, so I can't wear mittens. Your need to fit in quickens my sand. Your stand is a sinking sensation. Your situation should not affect me. Your fantasy is really just that. Until there are facts, let's just call it fiction. On a twisted description, the epic tradition of judgments repugnant, and not the depiction of a good Christian's mission statement. And the strategic replacement of pedophile priest is also released for the sheep's many words. Their eyes are too blurry, crying about sanctity. They should be thankfully handing out praise. Gay guys raise a straight guy's flag. They basically brag for you, making your 2 look like an 8. It's great. Why would their plate affect your diet? Try it if you think it does. If you think because someone is gay, your marriage now sucks, you might want to play a little more safe in the way you condemn them. May live in your mirror. If you think that gay is a choice, you probably just don't answer the voice. It's in your head so loud it's a noise. Screaming you're a boy in the boys. Or maybe you're a girl in the girls. Chocolate, vanilla, a swirl. Whatever makes your toes curl. You never see the curve in the world. 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 Projecting your fear toward your secret desire, you're simply a liar whose fire runs deep. You only compete with yourself. Your stealth is seen on radar. Radar is usually true, which is why through and through, if you don't like dudes, they refuse to pursue. You're safe. You should see my face as I say that. I feel like Pat Sajak as I watch the wheel spin. So sick of the playback saying love is a sin. To me, it's a win. I wish I was gay. 2 morning words to begin every day. No one to say, I'm not in the mood. No see you next Tuesdays. A couple of dudes just watching the tube with no chance for kid. Agreeing on food, respecting dibs. Someone that gives from the perspective they know how it works, not jerking their basket. Game is reflective of which way we want it to swing, and the skeptics refusing to flaunt it might not be so haunted by their lack of control. Denying their jaundice makes them yellow. If you think that gay is a choice, you probably just don't answer the voice. It's in your head so loud it's a noise. Screaming you're a boy in the boys. Or maybe you're a girl in the girls. Chocolate, vanilla, a swirl. Whatever makes your toes curl. You never see the curve in the world. 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 Those yelling for hell throw stones in glass houses, telling their tale so their wins never counted. But those who have mounted the greatest attack are really just shouting out something they lack. It's like saying that black or white skin's a choice. The stupidity smacks with an ignorant voice. If you like to kiss boys, that's not amazing. It's only white noise. It's really the same thing. It should be like saying nothing at all. It matters like playing catch with the ball with your dad in the fall. It's important to you. You make the call of who you put through, telling that to like your boring stories. Your sex life is moot, cute, but no glory or feelings of whoring should ever be present. Even if whoring, your only repentance should be what is spent if it costs you your value. You're forever indebted if only you fail to believe you should sail through whatever sea beckons, stuck in a mailroom full of regrets and all kinds of lessons for anyone who pretends you impress them, letting you spew all of the you could have been back when you were cool, way back when. If you think that gay is a choice, You probably just don't answer the voice. It's in your head so loud it's a noise. Screaming you're a boy in the boys. Or maybe you're a girl in the girls. Chocolate, vanilla, or swirl. Whatever makes your toes curve. You never see the curve in the world. You never see the curve in the world. You never see the curve in the world. You never see the curve in the world.
Our black and white blues are part of the rules. They're brilliantly used to keep us confused. Our black and white blues are something we choose, for if they're removed, we'll finally improve. I think racial and civic pride are the dumbest things to have. Come with me for a ride and double check my math. See, I am half black and white. White and black so because blind. We actually fight like color defines. We are behind the doors once closed. The mask in our minds, the whore in our clothes. We choose to show the world what it wants, bowing to those throwing the taunts. But why they're so staunch in their defense? If the rockets they launch don't represent how you intend
free
them
download
raising poor kids. Why do we pretend
go look at all the
like we
links in the
all know better on
description.
something so
There's
big
tons
isn't
of them.
enough for us all?
The first link is the music. Go get it for free. Just when it says how much do you want to play, kick 0, and it's free.
Stop chasing flags. Stop the deception. Stop.
You have yourselves a wonderful day, and
stop the aggression.
you pedophiles,
Stop the depression.
you kill
Stop
yourself.
the confusion. Confusion's a weapon. A reluctance to give logic the ball is why we are stalled, awaiting a savior to answer the call and save the best flavor. But at least with that failure, you're making the choice. Choose